Hey guys, it's Andrew with City Limits Homestead. We're back in the kitchen again today, and today we are going to make spaghetti sauce. I know we're doing a lot of stuff here in the kitchen, but it's cold outside, it's nasty outside right now. It's raining and snowing and raining, back and forth. So I figured I would do some of this and get it all set up in the pantry. So we are, like I said, we're gonna make my grandmother's spaghetti sauce. My grandmother, I don't think she was Italian, but she has an awesome spaghetti sauce recipe, and I'm gonna share that with you guys. How we make it, we're gonna do it a little bit different, but mainly because I've got this blender. I want to try it, see how it works. If it does, great. If it doesn't, well then I know for next time, and I should know by the way that the video goes of if it's gonna work or not. So yeah, it's simple. It does take time, but that's what it is. You know, do it now so you have it for later. Alright, so that's the recipe that we're going to be using. Scroll back a little bit, rewind, whatever, take a screenshot of it. That's actually in my family's cookbook. So yeah, it's really good. Now we're going to go ahead and make it. All of my tomatoes are fresh out of the garden. That's why it's written on there, 10 fresh tomatoes. My onions are fresh out of the garden. So it's, it does say 1 medium onion, chopped fine, about 1 cup of onions if you're doing it the same way I am. And it doesn't matter, red or white onions, you can use either or you can mix them. And that's actually kind of what I'm thinking about doing, is mixing mine. So yeah, let's get the tomatoes cut up and get them blended up and in the pot, and then we'll go from there. All right, so easiest way to do this, not throw your knife at you. Cut off your green. If you're doing this, normally you want to take off your skin, which is not hard to do, as you see, just like so. And then throw it in, and then my skin and the top piece there, I'll save that and I'll put all that in the compost. So if you're doing it from Garden Fresh, that's what I suggest doing, and start your own compost pile. Alright, so we're gonna put it through the blender real quick. We'll end up hitting the ice cream button so that way it mixes through, and then yeah, so this is going to make it a lot easier. Normally you would put it in the pot, and then you have to sit there and mash it down to where you could get this consistency. From the looks of it, it looks like a very good consistency. But we've still got 2.5 more bags to go. So we are calling this, at 8 cups blended up, we're calling that 3 cans of this 28-ounce can. So yeah, so that's what we're doing, and then we will go to the next step. All right, guys, so this is how I do my onions. I cut them up, put them in a jar, and then I've got this really cool thing. This is for the wide mouth jars. It hooks up to the food saver. You put your lid on, put that on top, and it vacuums it down. It's really cool. I'll do a quick short video about it. But then I'll just take this and throw it in the freezer. All right, so the next step, since we got all of our tomatoes cut up and pureed and stuff like that, we're gonna start cooking it. The first thing that you do is, in our pot, we're using the big one right here. We're gonna brown up our onions with a little bit of olive oil. 7 cups of onions for this batch, because there's 7 cans of tomatoes. So yeah, which means we did about 70 tomatoes, maybe a little bit more, that we ended up doing. So we're gonna go ahead and start cooking this up. All right, guys, so with the onions, it's a lot for doing a batch this big, but just trying to saute the onions down. All right, guys, so I got my onions in here. They're good and browned up. Next part. So at this part, we are going to add in the tomatoes. This is where, if you don't blend them, when you put in your tomatoes, you crush them right here. So we blended them up, put them in this pot. Get as much out of here as we can. Mix this all up. And we'll turn it on to medium heat. All right, so we've got 7 cans of tomato paste that we're gonna put in here. So 42 ounces there. That all in there, and then in here we've got 7 bay leaves, 7 teaspoons of salt, 7 the pepper, sugar. Yeah, so we've got all the other seasonings in here. We'll just take that, dump all that in. Mix it up real good. And now we need, so 14 cups of water is what we need now. There's 8. Right there makes 14. Mix it up real good again. And then at this point in time, we'll bring it to a simmer. Alright guys, so we'll bring this up to a simmer. We'll let it simmer for about a half hour, 45 minutes. To let things kind of thicken up a little bit. Putting in that much water, it helps mix all the flavors of the onions, the salt, the pepper, the sugar, the bay leaves, all of that. It helps mix it all up. Then we will, once that is good, like I said, about a half hour, 45 minutes, we will end up canning it into jars. So yeah, at this point in time, that's how you make spaghetti sauce. So if you want to can it, we're gonna can it. So yeah, make sure you guys like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and stick around, watch it being canned, and then we're actually gonna enjoy some of it tonight. So see you in a minute. Alright guys, so it's been simmering like that now for about 45 minutes to an hour. And it's really good. You can smell it. It smells throughout the house. Yeah, it's a little thin, but that's the way it is. You can let it keep simmering so you can thicken it up. But at this point in time, I think it is ready to be canned. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So yeah, it smells good, it tastes good. Can't wait to eat it. All right guys, we've got 27 jars here. All right, so what we need to do, granted this one's they are a little bit runnier than what they should be, but on this stick here, it tells you your head space. Want to make sure that we are at least a half an inch, which we are. And then also you want to come in and make sure you have all the air out of it. So give it a little bit of a stir, gently, and then you put a lid with a ring on it. And with how hot this is, I'm not going to throw it in a water bath. I'm just going to let it seal by itself that way. So if it does, great. If not, then I will I'll put it in the water bath later on. But you can do this canning as well, where things are hot, and just let them seal up on its own. Alright, so get all of our air bubbles out. Wipe it with vinegar. Put the lid. Alright. And get these ones kind of tight. times it does help if you boil your lids. Softens up the wax on it, but you don't have to. That's a wax ring there that when it's softer it helps make the seal a little bit better. But I'm not doing that right now because I'm trying to get stuff done. And you can see we got quite a bit here. Alright, so we got 22 quarts or 20 quarts and 1 pint, however you want to look at it. Half of this is one of these, so yeah. If you guys come across where you've got one like this, it's not worth canning because you've got way too much space in there. They gotta be full, like that there. We are having spaghetti squash and red sauce, marinara sauce, whatever you want to call it, spaghetti sauce, whatever you want to call it. Sometimes we call it red sauce, sometimes we call it spaghetti sauce. So, but yeah, that's how you do this. I'm gonna let these go and cool off. They should seal this way. If they don't, you have to put them in a water bath canner, and which is bringing the water up to a boil, setting the jars in there, and letting them go for 20 minutes or 12 minutes. So that way they will seal up that way. I'm gonna see how many I can get to seal like this, and then the ones that don't seal, I will put in the water bath canner and do them that way. So, but guys, until next time, have a good one. Please remember before you leave to like the video, give me that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe. When you hit that subscribe and that bell notification, It'll send you notifications the next time I post or upload a video. Doing stuff like this right now. So yeah, we'll be doing some other things and trying to wrap up the winter. So yep, like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, send it to a friend. Let's get the subscribers up, and let's see if somebody's gonna win that free t-shirt. So guys, till next time, we'll see you later.